big dog is in the little bed, and the little dog is in the big bed. How does that work?
Patty is very proud of herself, and she thinks she deserves the big bed.
Penny's all curled up. She's completely curled up in Patty's bed.
Hey, I'm not a canine, but whatever works for them works for me.
Yeah. So we are unhitching Charlie, but this is not our camp spot. We are aiming to get to a camp spot that's about a quarter mile from here, but we passed the road on the way here and it looked a little sketchy, and we're not 100% sure that we can turn around. It says we can, but we don't know, and we don't even know if there are spots open. So we found a spot to unhitch the trailer, and we're gonna go take a drive and make sure that we're not gonna get into anything too hairy while towing the Airstream.
This is what we like to call full-time drama. It's not all fun and games, but it's always exciting.
It is. And at least we're doing this and not like pulling the Airstream down some sketchy road.
That's right. As long as Charlie will stay here, we'll be back for him. Well, the drama continues a bit. The spot that we had in mind, it's looking a little hairy for a 10,000 pound 30-foot Airstream. So there's a Rocky Point resort here a couple miles down the road. We checked that out. That's like $30 a night. You do get electric, but if we're gonna pay, we would rather stay closer to Crater Lake because that's where we're going anyway. So loud vehicles around here. So plans have changed a bit. We're just gonna head up closer to Crater Lake. There's like a parking area that rigs can fit. So we're gonna initially head there, see what we see, and there's no signal there, so we would only stay there for a night. But we'll see how it goes. But it's just not enough space around here in this wilderness area, and a lot of these dirt roads are blocked off, no motorized vehicles, that kind of thing. So it's a little tougher to find a spacious area around here than we had anticipated. It's all these trees. Look at all these trees. If there weren't so many trees, we'd be parked and enjoying lunch right now. Trees. We're at another possible boondocking spot, but there's still snow on the road. This is almost mid-June, and we totally underestimated the amount of snow that's still going to be here because temperatures have been in the 70s. So it kind of looks like this in spots all the way down. I don't think it'll be a problem, but Courtney is just walking the road real quick. I'm staying back here with the Airstream and the dogs to see what we think and whether the road's passable. If it is, we'll probably give it a shot. Otherwise, there's a campground right up the road. We'll have to pay for it, but that's the breaks. At least we have a spot for tonight. So it looks like this site isn't going to work either. The snow gets deeper back that way, and we don't want to chance it. So we're going to say screw it. There's a campground right up the road, right? Right up the road?
Yeah, it's a little.
And we're going to see what we can do there. Gotta pay, that's fine. No big deal. But hey, sometimes it happens this way. So this was a day that reminds us that we're not on vacation. And this is still real life, and things don't go as planned. We left this morning with a plan.
We did. And backup plans, which we highly recommend. Actually, we were talking about the 3 things that we think are critical when you're going to do this kind of thing.
Yes. Three pro tips. 1, have a backup plan.
At least one.
Whenever possible. Yeah, yes, at least 1. Number 2, leave as early in the day as you can, so if something does go wrong, you still have time to adjust before nightfall.
Yes, so even if it's only supposed to take 2 hours to get someplace, which is what we had today, we left at 9.
We're 5.5 hours in.
Yeah, so it happens.
And yeah, exactly. And 3, I don't care how full your truck or your Class A is, always begin a travel day with a full tank of gas. We do that. And we were only supposed to use maybe a quarter, and we used over half a tank of gas today because we drove another 80 miles or so, further than we expected to drive.
Yeah, so those are our tips. Didn't turn out like we wanted, still not turning out like we wanted, but we're someplace safe for a few days. So the first place we were going was a free campsite that I had found from Camp Endium. They said there were like 3 spots big enough for our rig. So we got there, it looks like...
It was rough.
Well,
it was rough going.
We saw the road and we were like, so we parked the Airstream somewhere else. You saw that and drove down on our own. It looks like the road that the person had taken that had 2 of those campsites was closed. And so the road getting down to Maloney Springs was where we were going was pretty steep and pretty narrow. And there were really only 2 sites, one being only big enough for a tent. And the other was probably long enough for us.
Yeah, I mean, we probably could have done it, but it was a very tight fit, and
with the trees,
it was steep.
And yeah,
it would have been steep going up on gravel, and it just didn't feel right. No. So we left. We left.
We found some boondocking north of Crater Lake, so we drove all the way up north of Crater Lake, and that road was snow covered.
Yeah. Well, in parts. In parts. And you saw some of that in the video that I filmed from the truck.
Yeah, I walked that road up quite a bit through some of the snow, found a spot I thought would work, had Steve come up, no problem, spot didn't work, got to a turnaround, walked farther up the road, and that was getting way too deep in the snow and decided
didn't want to push it. Yeah.
No. So, third plan was to just find some place to camp and pay.
Screw it, we're finding a campground. And we did find a campground.
Yes, though we are cheap, so we didn't just like find a KOA or a resort campground, which there are some up here. We found a National Forest Campground.
Yes, so it's cheaper, but like $22 a night for dry camping. Yes. So it's, I mean, the Northwest in the spring, I guess, or really any time, if you're forced to find a campground, you're probably going to be paying some change, even if you don't get anything for it.
And
but that's okay for now.
There's probably lots of dispersed camping around here, but the roads still do have some snow on them, and they haven't all been, like the trees that have fallen and stuff haven't all been taken care of yet. So
yeah, the dead of summer, you could probably find more areas to stay in. We originally were going to stay here for about a week, but the mosquitoes are absolutely horrible.
Horrendous.
You stand outside and I can't count the number of bites.
I have bites on my head. We have bites everywhere right now.
Yeah, so it's just not working very well.
But we're here.
We ended up reserving this spot for 2 nights. We were going to do Crater Lake tomorrow. We're determined to do that because we drove all the way up here to do it.
Which is funny, side note, because we were going to be on the south side of Crater Lake, where we were going to originally boondock. And then we decided to go north because we knew there was other boondocking.
And there's an entrance like 9 miles away.
Yeah, but it's closed for the winter.
Yeah, it's still closed.
Yeah, didn't think about that being June, but it's closed, so we're gonna have to drive all the way back down to the south. It's not that bad of a drive to go there tomorrow, but
a little over an hour each way. But I mean, to see Crater Lake, come on, you got to do it.
Yeah.
We're gonna do it, and I think it'll be nice. It'll be nice.
So now I'm researching where we might go next. I think we might just head up to Bend a little early, but we need to like think about the whole 2-week in National Forest boondocking thing because that might put us some kind of not quite where we want to be later in the month. So got to figure all that out.
But on the bright side, we're here. Everybody has their limbs. Everyone's alive, and we have an awesome view.
Absolutely beautiful view.
Yes. In fact, let me take you out and show you that view now. Look at the size of these tree stumps right here in our front yard. And this one is just amazing. Look at that. This is what we have to look at out of our kitchen window. Snow-covered mountaintop. But I don't know if you can hear that. The mosquitoes are just, I don't even know how to, I don't know the words do not come to me. They're all over the place and you get eaten alive out here. The only reason why I'm out here right now is because I love you guys and I want to show you what we're looking at here. If it wasn't for the bugs, this would be an amazing place right now. In the meantime, I'm going back inside because I don't want to get eaten alive.
It was a long day, and I don't really feel like cooking. So we're doing what we do on a lot of our travel days, especially the long ones, which is nachos. This is how we do it, because we've had a few questions about it. One of the nice things about this is we can do it inside or outside. We do the exact same process on the grill if it's too hot. It's actually kind of chilly here, so it's nice to have the oven on inside, so we're doing it inside. We have a cake pan that fits both in our grill and in our oven. I line it with aluminum foil. Easy cleanup because that's the whole point for this day. Chips, whatever we have, which we will always have beans. We always keep refried beans and black beans. Right now we have pork and onions from some tacos. We have some sweet potatoes and cauliflower for me, some tomato, a bunch of different kinds of cheese for Steve, salsa. It all goes on the chips. I do another layer of chips. I do another layer of stuff. It gets put in the oven or on the grill. Try to keep it at about 350 degrees for like 10-15 minutes. We don't actually time it. We just wait until we can smell it. And then we take it out. One half of them is Steve's, one half is mine, and we just actually eat it right out of the pan. So we'll show you that in a minute. Looks done to me.
Oh my gosh, look at those nachos. Whee!
So,
patty is ready.
Steve's side with cheese, my side without. And now we finish topping them. So, some green onions and cilantro. Tomato for Steve's side, because I can't eat it. Do the avocado. Want some lime on yours?
Sure.
Okay. And that, my friends, is dinner. I eat from there, he eats from there, we meet in the middle. Now time for some Sherlock.